Alright, this is the Cat 4-5 Field Pacific Raceways, a 5:45 p.m. race. Alright, in this race, the Devo squad of Gene Johnson cycling team has 8 people in it, including Sean, who's doing his first race. So this evening, course layout was the flat course. So pretty easy, not technical, big wide turns. So as we approached the first turn, I noticed a group of 3 people up there. I didn't really see them break off on the end of the straight. I do see an orange bike, and Max has an orange bike, so asking teammates right now to make sure it's Max up there so we don't chase it down. The second to last turn of the lap, I noticed that breakaway is slowing down considerably. So I'm expecting someone to launch a counterattack. I realize I'm kind of in a good spot for it myself. So I decided to go, hoping that I'd bring a few other people with me and force some other riders to kind of chase us down. Once I realized that no one came with me, I eased up a lot. Stan launches an attack, and I'm expecting other teams to try to catch up to him. This group in front of me, they don't do it. But on the right side, there's a group of people start going after him. I try to hop on their wheel, so that way, as soon as they catch Stan, I'll counter. So once these 2 people see that I'm with them, they slow down. They stop trying to close the gap. They're trying to get me to do it. And as they slow down on the left, we have another person try to bridge. Once I miss his wheel, I realize there's still a gap. I ease off, make sure no one else follows. Now Stan's got some help. Ray comes up with me, and we're just trying to ease up the pace on this. Give Stan a good chance of having that breakaway stick for a little bit longer. So it's pretty early in the race for breakaway to go all the way to the end, but I'm thinking this is a good chance to make other teams try to close that gap. Our team's taking it easy right now. On this part, I should be a few more wheels back. It's obvious that this Apex rider, he's not going to try to bridge the gap. So on the left, Liquid Velo attempts to bridge. I spin it up, get on his wheel. Ray follows me. And again, once they see Me and the rest of the team, they ease up. Alright, the backside's straight. Stan's got a bigger gap right now, and this is a preem lap. So I'm hoping he takes it. Alright, as we approach the second to last turn, this is a preem lap, so I'm expecting someone to counterattack. So I'm trying to get in the good position, which is going to be on the right side of the track. It's a protected side. I got a little glance at Stan. He's got a big gap, so I know he took the preem. So to finish the first preem lap, this Audi rider, he launched an attack, tried to bridge the gap. I hop in his wheel and check behind us, and I see that we got away cleanly. But Stan's still up there. We're in the headwind. So I'm going to let him do all the work to bridge that gap, and he's putting in a good effort. And once it's obvious that we're going to catch up to Stan, I tell Stan to pick up his pace so he could hop on. And once this Audi guy closes that gap, then I move over and I'll take a pull to keep her pace high. Hoping all four of us can work together. But as I get into this first turn, I realize the field has caught our brake and I'm out by myself. So I ease up, kind of wait for the field to come up to me. As I check over his shoulder, I see another Audi rider coming up fast, so pick up my pace. And then I realize it's just this Audi and Apex rider. So I hop on. We have a decent gap. I decide to do some turns, help grow it. As I cross the start-finish line, hear the bell, so this is going to be a preem lap. So as we get on the back straight of the preem lap, I'm reading their body language, and I could tell they're both pretty exhausted. I see we still have about 30 more minutes of racing left. So I don't see this brake sticking. So I decided to do my pull during the tailwind section, since it offers them the least benefit. As I pass down, it tells me he doesn't care about the preem lap. I'm not sure if he's just messing with me or if he's serious. But since I don't see this brake sticking, I'm going to go for the preem. So as we finish the last turn before the straight, Apex rider gives me a flick of the elbow. And I hold off on my pull, just hoping I tire him out, just in case he does try to go for the preem. He'll have a little bit less energy. So I roll on to the front, act like I'm going to do a pull, and I just put in a moderate effort right now. Just try to get a little separation, but I don't want to do a full-out sprint. I'm just trying to go for the preem, do as little work as I can for it. I think right about here I check over my shoulder and realize they're not coming. So I ease off on the power, wait for him to catch back up. So right about here, I give up on the brake. I let that apex guy go off to the front, talking to Jono, telling them that we're caught. And now I realize, no, the rest of the field didn't come. We just have one person. And at this point, now I'm committed to the break again. I'm thinking 4 of us could actually go to the end. So we all form up, hoping we all work together. As we go into the second to last turn for the straight, we have been caught by the field. And now this break is officially over. And now I'm expecting a counterattack to come, and I'm actually hoping it's from my team. This would have been a great opportunity. So right about here, Ray and I, we should have been drifting back to the pack. There's no reason for us to be up there. Nothing's happening. We're just wasting energy. Max actually comes up and tells us to get off. Because look how much slower the pace goes when we are at the front. Now, as soon as Ray and I make it clear we're not doing anything, then we actually get a counterattack. So I drift back midfield to recover a bit. Let some other teams try to close the gap. And I'm trying to get in a good position to respond to the counterattack that will come once that gap gets closed. So as I accidentally get to the front, I see those 2 breakaway riders are slowing down. So I decide I'll put in the work, close the gap, and what I'm hoping is as soon as I close it, one of my teammates does a counter. We should be doing this the entire race. So as we catch up to the break, I'm hoping one of the teammates does a counter attack, and we just keep doing that for the rest of the race. Make sure everyone gets tired before the sprint. So as soon as I get in front of them, move over to the far right, make sure no one's benefiting from my draft. And right about here, I'm very surprised that no one's countering, so I really ease it off. I sit up. And Max understood. He responds. So as Max gets reeled in, I want another teammate to launch another attack. Keep the attacks coming so that way everyone's exhausted by the time it comes to the sprint. So I look around and I don't see any of my teammates doing the counter, so I decide I'll do it. And thankfully, I think this Apex rider, he gets a little worried. He puts his head down. He does some work. And I'm just trying to keep enough space between me and him so that way he's working hard. But right about here, we need another teammate doing another attack. Max is telling me to get out the front, and I'm trying to, but no one's countering. Look how slow it goes. This is a perfect time for someone to attack. Max does another attack. Max is doing a great job, but we just need more people doing what Max and I have been doing. Just look how much harder everyone has to work. So right now I'm checking my heart rate. See, it's below 170. And since no one else has been counterattacking, I plan on doing another one. Alright, so now that I'm caught, we need another teammate to go. If we just keep doing that, the other teams are going to get tired from chasing us right before the finish. That's what we need. So we are on the back straight. We're going relatively slow for a tailwind. We need someone to counter. Thankfully, Max comes roaring from the back. Now as he goes by, look what happens to the riders up front. They start accelerating. They got to put out strong effort to chase him down. And that just burns one of their matches. I'm going from 25 miles an hour to 34 because of Max's attack. Alright, so as we catch Max, this would have been a great time for another counterattack before the final sprint. That would have straightened the field out and prevented any other teams from getting any recovery before the sprint finish. As we approach the second to last turn, it's too late for that now. I'm focusing on just getting in a good position for the sprint. See Stan and Ray in front of me. I'm hoping they go to the right side of the course on the last turn. It's the protected side. However, I see they're too far to the left, so I hesitate about getting on their wheel. I'm hoping this Audi guy, he moves over, but he doesn't. Sure enough, strong attack comes from the right. I'm a little too boxed in. Stan's able to maneuver around this guy in front of me. He moves over to the right side. I'm too far out to the left. I'm just eating wind. Stan puts in a long sprint. And it pays off. He's able to get second out of this. However, I think we could have done better. During the second half of the race, we should have been launching more attacks, not just Max and I. We needed other people doing it. That way, the rest of the field has to work harder, constantly responding to attacks, preventing them from recovering and getting into position for the final sprint. And we should have been preparing a better lead out. Congrats, Stan, on the second place finish, and also congrats to Sean, completing his first race.